There's truly no experience like doing a nostalgia reread of a book that you loved as a teenager, only to realize how bad the diet culture propaganda was in a fucking YA dystopian book. So I decided to reread Mashed, which is already not a good example of dystopian because a lot of people have said that it's essentially a cheap knockoff of The Giver, but she put like a Lauren Roberts spin where she was like, let's add more romance, because that's truly what was missing from The Giver. I get to the first chapter of this book. First of all, she talks like an alien that's trying to pass as human. Her tone is very robotic, at least in the audiobook, and there's a point where she says, I have a compact. I like that word, compact. It means small. I am small. It's so odd and very irrelevant. But then she goes to her banquet where she's going to find out who she's going to be paired with for the rest of her life. Everyone is eating, having a good time. They have cake. A banquet, as you might imagine, has food. And she makes a point to say, oh, I don't gorge myself like these other big back bitches. Obviously, she doesn't say it in so many words, but we, as the reader, understand what she's trying to say. Then, because it doesn't stop there, there's a point where she realizes that the meals that the government is giving her are getting smaller and smaller. And she's like, they're not giving me a lot of food. I must be getting fat. The sheer amount of times that the character is referencing how much food she's eating, what kind of food she's eating, her body shape, her activity levels is insane. I would imagine that this is fan fiction from Skinny Talk. This is kind of crazy, especially because the audience is teenagers, specifically teenage girls. And when the book is not pushing this skinny propaganda, it's going into eugenics. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. Just know that this was a very interesting read for me. If you ask me if you should reread books from the early noughties, I would warn you, because if it's in this book, it's probably in other ones. So just be mindful.